A lot of teams are going through it to start off this year of SuperCoach. We've gotten pretty lucky, third straight score over 2,200, this time around a 2,216. We move into the top 4k, or top 3.5k. But it's been a strong start to the year. Feels weird to say because we usually never start well. But it's a nice position to be in. A lot of season to go, but this is a good start. In defense, those first two, that is what you love to see. After missing out on Dawson the whole of last year, I wanted to make sure that wasn't going to happen again. I've had him in the team since first draft and he's delivered in a big way. Super happy with the Dawson pick. Dacos, he's a cheat code. That's all there really is to say about him. Will Day traded him in for Warple. Super impressive in a Hawthorn side that got destroyed. But now we're sweating on a potential suspension for a dangerous tackle on Brad Close. Based on previous verdicts, I feel like he'll get a week, so just got to prepare to have him on the bench for round 5. Jimby, a tough one for him, matched up on Clayton Oliver a lot, but he's been good for us thus far, so he gets a pass. McKenna real solid again. What I loved about this score is that he was stuck on the bench for a long time in the third quarter, and I think he was on around 45. Then he came on and scored so quickly. So you can never really count him out if he's having a quiet one. He'll find a way to get involved in the game. And Liam Jones, he's going. The conditions didn't help, but yeah, I don't want him in the team any longer. And on the bench, Wilmot and Cowan just ticking along. That's all good. In the midfield, Clary as captain took the gamble not taking Bont's 122, lost out by the smallest of margins. Really thought both could have gotten a little more, and that would have been nice for a captain or VC option, but both had solid games, solid scores, not bad by any means. Laird copped some attention from Aish, found plenty of it, but besides round 2, just hasn't been his start to the year. Goulden was solid, as was Setterfield. Hopper had a great first half, very quiet in the second, unfortunately. Ashcroft found plenty of it, had the 25 touches. Mackenzie, a bit weird how Hawthorn are using him right now. Just couldn't really get into it. Only had the 7% CBAs, and I think most would have been in junk time. Had a shaky set shot at goal in the second quarter. Just not his day against Geelong. But we'll see, hopefully he can find more time in the middle against GWS. And on the bench, Baker found plenty of it, but that translated more to Dream Team than SuperCoach. Long, these were the scores I was expecting from him to start the season, so the fact that it took 4 rounds before one of these scores popped up, that's a good thing. Constable, he was very good in reserves, so hopefully he's in consideration for a recall, we'll see. In the Rucks, Darcy, very good, and Marshall subbed out. Having one of your SuperCoach premiums getting subbed out due to rest, I don't think that's one anyone would have seen coming. Obviously, no English really hurts, but we're just going to have to live with that for now and keep betting against him, even though that probably means we lose out every week. And the forward line, Dunkley just hasn't had the start everyone was expecting. 3 straight tons before this, but none of those high ceiling scores we know he's capable of, and now an 84. Hopefully we get the Dunkley of old soon, because we know he's a lot better than this. Taranto solid again. Real good effort to get to the 114 as well after a first quarter where he pretty much didn't show up. Rosie copped a lot of attention, had a good first half, went real quiet in the third, kicked a big goal in the fourth, but this score is about right for how his night went. Zeeble didn't watch the game, but heard he gave up a 50, so could have been a ton or thereabouts, but it's fine. Sheasel was just so good. Chandler had a rough first half, better second half. It's fine, he's making a lot of money for us. Davey, similar to Long, these are the types of scores we're expecting, so it is what it is. And Fergus Green, great game from him. For trades this week, it is goodbye to Liam Jones. The question is, who do I trade him to? Because 325k gets me nothing unless I do some DPP swings and go for a rookie like Samson Ryan or Van Rooyen, which I don't want to do in just the one trade because it also involves swinging Constable into defense, and that does nothing for the team unless he comes back into the side. We already have enough potential carnage there with Will Day potentially getting suspended, and Adam Simpson even talking about resting Jinby at some point, so there's question marks there. So what I was thinking is that I kind of want to make an upgrade this week. Roll the dice, try to get ahead of the pack a little bit. There'll be a lot that have to trade Doherty, which is brutal luck. I traded him out after round 2 just because Nick Dacos was a must-have and Doherty seemed the most expendable. But I thought he'd be fine. He had no problems finding the footy against GWS, but now he's injured, so he's a must-trade now. And there might be others looking to trade out an underperforming premium like Ridley, so this is a good chance, I think, to try and be a step ahead with an upgrade here. What I was thinking of doing is Jones out, obviously, and Setterfield. As early as it is, his break-even's an 85. He's not a keeper, so he's not going to make that much more money unless I've just jinxed him and he drops a 120 or a 130. But I was thinking of going Jones up to Tom Stewart, and then with some DPP in the forward line, it's either Ryan or Van Rooyen. I think with Nankervis and Lynch's injuries, I do like Samson Ryan a little bit more. I'm a little worried about Van Rooyen's job security, just with the fight for spots in Melbourne's forward line. I know Richmond do see Ryan as more of a key forward, but even if they bring in someone like Ben Miller, sure he doesn't shoulder 80% of the ruck time like Dimmer wants with Nankervis. So I think there's plenty of opportunity for Ryan there. Solder is short to medium term, so he'll get a few weeks of run. So yeah, I do like Ryan a little more than Van Rooyen. And the Stewart upgrade will be handy in defense because of this potential carnage, like I said before. Ideally, I'd actually like to go a premium mid, but I don't think that's feasible. I think the only way I can do that this week is if Day doesn't get suspended and I go something like Constable into defense. I can field Wilmot, that would be my back 6. Then Luke Cowan, and I'd have enough. Unfortunately, wouldn't have enough for Tuke Miller, that would be my ideal option. But I could go probably Paddy Cripps. LDU's still there, but yeah, I could do that. If Day doesn't get suspended, I'd be tempted to go a premium mid, but we'll go Stewart, because I do think Day will get suspended and I will need that boost in defense for this week. So Jones and Setterfield, Stewart and Ryan, 40k in the bank. So at this stage, this will be the team heading into round 5. We'll loop Cowan because Carlton play on the Thursday night. Up forward, we'll loop Chandler and Green. Ryan is ruck cover now. Not a fan of the on-field situation in the midfield. Ideally, we'd have Constable in defence, Jinby in the midfield, Jinby on field over Baker, Wilmot on field over Constable. Don't think we can do that this week because of the day MRO stuff, unless I just wanted to have Cowan on field straight up, which I don't really want to do. So we probably have to leave it as is. Or we could go Samson Ryan on field with some DPP switches. Something to consider. Captains this week, we'll leave the C on Oliver against Essendon. VC, I'm thinking Jordan Dawson. They've got the opener for Gather Round. Hopefully another big game from the skipper. Yeah, we'll leave the VC on him. But that will do it. Hopefully you all avoided the carnage. Good luck to you all for round 5, and see you in the next one.